Hey guys, how are you? I'm so proud of you for coming back. Look at you making great decisions already. Okay, so this is just mom, and I'm just telling you some things I think you should know. Okay, so we talked about pride. I'm not done there. Um, and I'm doing this. Stuff's falling. I'm not organized. I'm not ready to do it, but God's told me to, so I am. Here I am. Not the best lighting, I know. Sorry. Um, you know how wonderful it is to have someone in your life that loves you? This is love right here. My husband, your father, brought me coffee today. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. And I don't take it lightly. I know a lot of people don't have someone in their life like that, that is that personal. And I'm very thankful that I do. So now can I drink it without getting a white mustache? We'll find out. I love the whipped cream. Matter of fact, it had melted when he brought it home, and he went and put fresh whipped cream on it for me because he wanted me to get the full effect. Whipped cream doesn't last long. Chances are good if you're buying a coffee with whipped cream for somebody, by the time it gets to them, there'll be no whipped cream on it. All right. So, hey, I love you, and you're here, and you're listening. I'm so proud of you. My kids, my grandkids, my great grandkids, I love you. I want you to have a great marriage. I want you to have and it's hard. It's hard. Daddy and I have been married almost 41 years next month, 41. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying you can do it. So I'm here to tell you a couple things to help you do it. So we were talking about pride, and I want to go back to pride. So humor me, and let's talk about pride for a minute. I've been thinking about it, and it's just really been on my mind. And of course, I've been listening to messages, and it just so happens, as God is, the messages have been on it as well. And I was listening to Andrew Womack this morning, and it was on marriage, and it was talking about strife, and that strife only comes by pride, contention, and that's pride, and the only way it comes. So, we talked about how if you're arrogant, I don't need to do that. I don't have time for that. That's that pride that we're used to, the pride that someone thinks they're better than the others. But there's the pride that is self-centeredness. I mean, pride in and of itself is self-centeredness, but there's the other kind of pride that's like, um, I don't know. I shouldn't. I better not. And it's because you're all about you. And so I know you heard me talk about it's all about you, and it's still all about you. So, and then we talked about the where to look. So it's actually the camera, and I'm not even been looking at the camera. It's the camera that gives me the best look for you. But when I'm looking at the camera and I can see myself, I envision someone sitting in front of me. And so I look down to that. Anyway, here I am. My husband and I were talking, and a little deviation from the pride, but we were talking about bringing every thought into captivity. And I don't know that I want to go there yet. There's a pen with no ink in it. I mean, literally no centerpiece to it. So I need a pen. So our thoughts, bringing our thoughts into captivity. I'm going to talk about that for a minute, but I want to still stay on the pride. Another person, this is interesting. This is really interesting. Do you know that I can't make you mad? When I say something that makes you mad, it's based on something inside of you. It's based on something inside of you. It's not what I said. It's your own insecurities, your own self-centeredness, your own pride that causes you to react and get angry. What? Yeah, I'm telling you, just ponder that one. So if what I say can't cause you to be angry, why are you getting so angry? You really need to, and when I say you need to dig deep and figure it out, you do, because you want to be a better person and a healthier person. But it isn't that hard. I mean, with a coach, and I am a coach. That doesn't look so good there. It's a speaker. It works really good. But anyway, with a coach, you can deal with it. You can figure out why you're getting so energized by things people say. What's going on? What are the thoughts? And you know, it's all about your thoughts. Isn't that crazy? Everything comes and goes from here. And I'm telling you, you ponder that. And then, like I said, bringing every thought into captivity. We labor to rest. That's a whole nother one we were talking about. But anyway, so what I say can't make you mad. I can't make you. I'm not holding a gun to your head and telling you, you better be mad right now. I'm not doing that. If you're mad, that's on you. I mean, because, you know, it's not like we're going around provoking people, but you say something that sets someone off, and it's like, I didn't even say anything. What was going on that what I just said set you off? It's not other people, but it's what you choose to think upon. So when I say something, where does it take you? And, you know, I've been learning a lot about thoughts and this, I guess it's, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, I became a certified life coach. And I was, I attended classes and meetings for a year to do that. And I learned a lot. And I learned an awful lot about thoughts, and what's going on in our head makes all the difference. So I'm telling you, something to think about. You should know that. Things you should know. I thought you should know that your thoughts control your life. Happiness is a choice. It's based on your thoughts. What are you thinking? If you're not happy, it has nothing to do with your income or your relationships. It's your thoughts about your income and your relationships, or the thoughts that they trigger. You know, if your income isn't there and you think it's because you're no good, God doesn't love you. I mean, those are terrible thoughts. And it's lies from the devil. So here was an interesting one. Moses was the meekest man on earth. That's what the Bible tells us. And you know what's so funny about that is Moses wrote it. So if God said, you're the meekest person on earth, could you be meek enough to repeat it? That's something to think about. I mean, you would think if he's meek, how could he say that? Because we have a false identity of meekness. Meekness isn't weakness. Meekness is agreeing with God what he says about you. And he says you're meek, you're meek. And he says you're proud. So it's about, meekness is about agreeing what God says about you. That's all. I'm agreeing with God. I am highly favored. I am above and not below. I am the head and not the tail. With long life, he'll satisfy me. I'm more than a conqueror. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. With God, nothing's impossible. So, just a few random thoughts. But what does God say about you? What are you thinking? Are you thinking that, okay, now I just heard this from someone I love, but they're like, well, I'm doing good. God shouldn't be mad at me. And it's like, God's not mad at you. Okay? He's not. He sent his only son to die for you. He absolutely, positively adores you. Does he get disappointed because we're man? No, sure doesn't. He made us. He knows us. He knows our frame. You know, he's not mad at you. He adores you. So I'm coming up on 10 minutes and I'm trying to keep your attention. So I'm not going to keep it really long right now, but I just thought you should know that for right now. I thought you should know a whole lot of things. And I could talk to you from now until the cows come home. Do the cows ever come home? What does that mean? I mean, when you have cows, they're always home. I don't know. I guess if years ago when they put them out on the range, they had to come home. Okay, never mind. That's another story. All right, but I did say I would talk to you about thoughts and laboring to rest, and I didn't even go there yet. Um, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at my notes. So we want to have self-control, and we want to do away with self-centeredness, because it's not, I mean, we're all self-centered at birth, right? And so I need to eat, I need to sleep, I'm gonna cry until one of them things happen, I need my pants changed. But eventually we should stop crying for what we need and just go up and get it. And so let's not be self-centered. Let's think about others, right? That's what I said. It's all about others. If we're not here for others, what's the point? And I mean, I adore my children. I adore them. But every once in a while, they'll be like, I just want to go live in a cabin in the woods. Now, I think we've all been there, and we've all thought that. Or sand on the beach, wherever your solitude is. But as a general rule, life is not about others, and none of us would be happy living by ourselves. If you're born again Christian, that is, if you're really seeking the Lord. Seek the Lord. This is another thing I was thinking about. I see what I'm saying. I could tell you all day. So real quick, and I'll probably have a whole message on this, but because I just wanted to share that bringing every thought into captivity. I was talking to Dad about it this morning, and how when you bring every thought into captivity, it's exhausting. And I mean to tell you, when you focus on it, there's a lot of thoughts that are thrown in your head like arrows all day long. Just a ton of thoughts. And we got to start taking them into captivity. We got to start thinking about them and lassoing them and measuring it and bring it. You come right here. I need to see how you line up with the word. And a lot of times they don't. And so we want to just lasso those thoughts, bring them in front of us, measure the word to it. Take the word with the thought. Is the thought from the word? Oh, guess who that is? So I should answer it, but I'm not gonna. Anyway, so bring every thought into captivity. And when I was saying that this morning, I was like, oh my word, it's like an all-day affair. And some days it is, but you just still have to do it. And that's why it says we labor to rest. Now that's a contradiction. I'm either resting or I'm laboring. But actually, in the Word of God, it's rest is full rest the way God intended. Takes bringing every thought into captivity. And, it's just our words. Words speak life or they speak death. Bible tells us that. So we want to really bring our thoughts into captivity so our words can speak life. If we don't bring our thoughts into captivity, then we don't necessarily speak life all the time. And we can just, we can miss out on a beautiful day that God's given us. So things I thought you should know. I love you. Thanks for coming back. I love you so much. I'll talk to you soon.